In Kyiv, this is Ukraine Today. I'm Rahim Rahemtulla, and in today's press review, we'll take an in-depth look at one article which comes from the Reuters investigative division. It's a continuation of a series of reports titled Comrade Capitalism: How Russia Does Business in the Putin Era. The authors of the report we'll look at today are four: Stephen Gray, Tom Bergin, Sevgil, Musaieva, and Roman Anin. The piece is an in-depth look at the business dealings of Ukrainian oligarch Dmitry Firtash. It carries the headline, Putin's allies channeled billions to oligarch who backed pro-Russian president of Ukraine. The article begins with some background on Firtash. It tells us that he is a former firefighter and soldier. It details how he is wanted in the US, and how Austrian officials aren't sure what to do with him after he paid a $155 million bail to stay out of jail. The Reuters reporters tell us Firtash's successes were built on remarkable sweetheart deals brokered by associates of Russian leader Vladimir Putin at immense cost to Russian taxpayers. The report gives more information on those deals. It says that Russian state gas giant Gazprom sold Firtash gas at well below market prices, which he then sold in Ukraine for large profits. The price Firtash paid was so low, Reuters calculates, that companies he controlled made more than $3 billion on the arrangement. The next piece of the puzzle comes in the form of Viktor Yanukovych, Ukraine's former president, who was forced to flee to Russia earlier this year amid mass protests. The article says Firtash's backing in 2010 helped Kremlin ally Yanukovych come to power and ultimately steer Ukraine away from the West. The Reuters investigators write, the Firtash story is more than one man's grab for riches. It demonstrates how Putin uses Russian state assets to create streams of cash for political allies, and how he exported this model to Ukraine in an attempt to dominate his neighbor. The report goes on to detail the murky deals and loans from Russian banks which have helped turn Firtash into one of Ukraine's richest men. As the piece ends, it brings us up to date with the latest developments. Firtash is in Austria awaiting the outcome of hearings which could see him extradited to the US. The Ukrainian oligarch has said the allegations are without foundation and has accused Washington of acting for purely political reasons. He has hired an all-star legal defense team. The outcome of Firtash's case could become an important landmark for Ukraine as the country's new government continues with its efforts to move close to Europe and end its dependency on Russia for energy. If those efforts prove successful, oligarchs like Firtash may find that they no longer have the power and influence they enjoyed during the Yanukovych years. In Kyiv, this is Ukraine Today, and that wraps up our press review.